much depression. You've been feeding on too much criticism. You've been feeding on too much sin. You've been feeding on too much opinion. And God is saying you're not going to get full eating all of that stuff in a proverbial context. You got to change the menu of your apathy. You got to change the menu of your depression and discouragement and start saying, God, I want to order my appetite. For 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, one day, you have a responsibility to compel people to the menu that Christ is promised to. I close with this. Life is interesting. And even when we don't have the ideal standard of American success, we're very blessed and privileged. We can enjoy our automobiles, our fashionable clothing, our lattes, and etc. We can enjoy the embrace of a significant other, the fleeting leisure of a weekend with a book and family. We, in the best sense of the word, have liberty to enjoy success. Songwriter Billy Nichols wrote a lyric that has inspired me. He said, "You can see that I'm stuck in a velvet rut. You've got me sounding like a record that jumps and jumps." What a beautiful analogy of what modern, westernized American Christianity has become. Stuck in a velvet rut. A soft, comfortable, yet unfulfilling rut. Mesmerized by drowsy contentment. Satisfied to be emotionally stirred and filled and built up by the word, but incontent to go share it with anybody else. Marching within the same radius and never being able to explore what's outside and what your soul longs for. Here's how it begins. It begins with us being rote, R-O-T-E, which means to have a habitual or mechanical routine or procedure. And when you're comfortable being rote, you would end up in a rut, a fixed place, usually where you can't maneuver as much. And once you are in a rut, you will begin to rust. We arrive at the end of this service, at least the preaching part, and I've only got one phrase to say the whole time. Change the menu. Change the menu. God is trying to do something incredible in this place that you cannot explain with words. Do you want to live your life when it's explainable? Or do you want people to look into your life and say, I don't understand how that could be